Hey everybody, it's Brenda with Foxy's Creations. I'm trying to get everything put up on my phone. This is like insomniac crafting. If anybody's out there, I couldn't sleep, so I decided I could come in here and craft by myself, or I could come in here and craft with peoples. So I'm hoping I get some peoples to craft with. That would be the best. The absolute best thing would be peoples to craft with. Hi, somebody came in. How are you? Thank you for coming. We're going to make some file folder Christmas booklety things that I don't have coffee dyed paper to go in the middle of. It's in the living room. But when we get there, I can go get it if we make it that far. But we are going to make those. So I will have them to sell in my sale. So who's here? I can see that I have 2 people, but I don't know who you are. So I already went and got my file folders, and I do these different than the person that I watched. I don't like trying to figure out how to trim the paper to match this, so we're going to whack it off. So I've already picked out my papers that I need, so I'm going to set these 2 aside. We're going to work on this one. And I've picked out a cover and some inside pages that we need. So the first thing is we're going to need to cut the folder a little bit. So I'm going to grab my cutter. And I'm making these to sell in my sale that's happening on next Wednesday. So what I do, you guys, just to save and make it easier, I'm going to leave this, but I'm cutting this part off. So yeah, just going to line that up. And actually, I'm going to cut this even. And that didn't cut through, so we'll do it again. There it went. But that doesn't seem to have. Let me scoot it over just a tiny bit. There we go. And let me grab my scissors and straighten this little fuzzy edge up a little bit. Now the next thing I do is I cut these little parts off so that those are straight. So that way I'm only dealing with straight edges, no wonkiness, because I don't want to deal with wonkiness. And I'm going to flip it over and do the same thing over here. Line this up on a line. Scoot that over and cut. Okay, so now we're dealing with a completely straight cut file folder. Okay, so now what I need to do is I need to find the middle. So just to find the middle, I'm going to fold these over. And I'm going to just pinch right down here in that very corner. And mark it with my pencil. So that's my middle. So now what we're going to do, we're going to get the scoreboard. And if you don't have a scoreboard, that's fine. You can use a ruler and a crochet, any kind of something. I am still going to put the ruler on here. And where is my little scoring tool that I like? I don't use the bone folder when I score. Those are my pages I'm going to need. And I've been doing so much crafting, you guys, I keep losing stuff on my desk. So this is what I use. So I'm going to line that up, and I'm going to come 1/4 of an inch over here, or 1/8 of an inch on each side, so I end up with 1/4 of an inch spine. So let's score that one. And then I'm going to come over to this one. Okay. And then I know that I want it to be 4 1/4 tall. Totally. So I'm going to measure 4 1/4. And I'm going to get my pencil again and mark that mark. I should mark it closer to the edge so I can line that up. 4 1/4. Is that going to be right? Yeah, if I fold, now, where's it going to look like? Oh, that's not going to work. No, no, no. I want it to be, I'm going to make it like this. So let's disregard the 4. Well, how long is that? That is 4 3/4. So 4 3/4 is fine. And this, I'm just going to fold. Let me move my scoreboard. And get the bone folder. Okay. Now, before I crease this spine, let me show you what I'm doing, because you can't see it. That's a score mark there. And that's a score mark. So there's my score marks. I'm cutting this piece out so that when this is glued and it's folded, there's no bulk. So I do that first. So I'm just going to cut there and cut on this score mark. I didn't cut far enough, so cut it just a little bit further. And now I'm going to cut this little piece off. Like that. Okay. So now I can take my ruler and put it against this score line here. I can see my score marks. And I'm just going to kind of press it. And then I'm going to fold it and bone folder it. And then I'm going to turn it around. And let me erase my pencil mark. And these ones too. Okay, so got it turned around. I'm going to put the ruler against this score mark and coax my paper over like that. And now we have this little 1/4 of an inch spine. But I want to make sure that that's straight. And press it down. So now, if we fold this up, we have this 1/4 of an inch spine and a little book, which when we're done, we'll have a pocket here, and it's supposed to have, there'll be a pocket on this side here, and there will be a pocket here. But we don't want to glue any of this yet. Not yet. Because first, we want to do what we have to do to the inside. So, I know that I wanted this to be in my cover. And the cover goes on in 2 pieces. So, this is going to be the cover. And then I'm trying to think. Oh, this would be a pretty cover too, though, wouldn't it? Maybe we should make this the cover. Hi, somebody else came in. How are you? Welcome to my late night crafty madness. I couldn't sleep, so here I am. We're making file folder booklet insert journaly things. You could keep it by itself, use it as an insert. And I'm making them to put in my sale next Wednesday. So maybe we'll put this the cover. And then, so let's take that one out. So if we have this as the cover, we're going to have to cut stuff. But let's see. This has a white edge on it. Let's get rid of that white. Where's the small cutter? There it is. So I'm going to get rid of this little white edge over here. There we go. So now what we want to do is, hey Brenda, you're up. Yay. Oh wow, it says I have 5 watching. Well, hi everybody who's watching. I don't see anybody in chat, but thank you for coming and watching. Okay, so now I got to measure these 2 pages. So this is how I did it last time I did it. I simply put this to the edge of my paper. Oh, let me flip the paper over. Ooh, yeah, let's flip the paper over so I can see what I'm doing. I put it to the edge of the paper. Grab my pencil back. And I traced around it. Now I'm going to put this one. We're going to switch them. I'm going to put this one right up. Is it going to be enough? No. Well, it could be because I need to cut some off, you guys, to make it the same size or to make it insert a little bit or inset. So I'm going to go on and move this because I know that I need about 1/4 of an inch to come off. So we're just going to put this one over here. If it doesn't work, I'll cut another piece off. There we go. And this is for the right side. I write on which one they go with because that's the one they were traced from. And it might make a difference. Okay. I'm now going to cut these out. I should have used the cutter because I can't cut straight. And they may have to change sides because I'm not going to put the ornaments. So I have this one as the right side. Oh, that's pretty. This one as the left side, like that. So what we need to do, so that's where those are going to go. Then I have this piece I can use on another folder. Then what we need here is I need a piece That's where it's gonna, that's got a really raggedy edge on it. See if I can get that to go straighter or not be so raggedy looking. Thought we already did this, but we're gonna do it again. There we go. So for this, we only need a piece to cover this distance, plus a little bit, okay? So I'm going to tuck it in there. Let me flip it over so I can see. I need it to be about that long. So wherever my pencil goes to. And I need the full length. So I'm just going to put a mark here. So that when I cut this strip off, it's going to be the perfect size. Wait a minute. No, it won't. Yeah. It's going to go down past this little tiny bit and go to the top of that. That's how I should have measured it. Let's try this again. Because I want it to be a little bit longer than that. And measure to the top of there. There we go. So that's what I want to cut. So I need the big cutter. I have such a mess next to me. And we're just going to line this up with the cut line. Okay. Now, how long is it? It's a little short, but that's okay because I know it's going to go, it's going to inset some and come down a little bit. So we're good. We're all good. So there's that one. This one, I'll turn the cutter for a minute. I know we'd be up in Janie's and do this stuff, you know, and chat while she crafted. So this one I'm going to do the same thing. We want to put it in our little spot. And I want it to go lower than. Mark the top. Turn the cutter back around. And then line this up over here with the cut line. I think I need to get a new blade on here. Okay, and there's this one. We now have these papers, these two pieces, and this we can make another one out of. So I just set that all aside. And we're going to have to trace these in a moment for the cover. For the covers. That's not a problem. Because I got to round the corners. So the only corners I want rounded, this outside corner here. I don't think I rounded the bottom corners. I didn't. Just the tops. Get my spine back lined up. I got a little wonky thing. This didn't get cut. Let me shave a little bit off this right here. It's like bunching. And I don't want it to bunch. There we go. So I need my quarter rounder. That's a circle. I think it made it to the living room. So bear with me. I'll be right back. I got to go get the corner rounded around these corners. Okay, corner rounder. So I'm going to just unfold everything. Yep, except this top corner. And now, and since that seems to want to stick off a little bit, I'm just going to come in here and trim it. Same thing over here. So now we have this again. We have all of our little pieces. We're going to put our cover pieces. So for this, again, I trace it. And we only need to trace from the spine. From the spine. So this is how I did that. I put it against the edge of the paper. Hold it down. Wait a minute. Open it up. And this is going to be the back. Because that was the back. Now I'm going to flip this one around and put it over here. Put it up against that one. Unfold. And trace it. Make sure it's at the bottom. Okay, I'm at the bottom. That looks good. So we're going to get the cutter back again. I know that was so much fun. We'd go late night and take over people's chats because we'd be the only ones in there talking. That was fun, Brenda. Now we can do it on my channel. We can just take over my own chat. Again, I'm going to save this piece over to the side. Oh, it should be off to the side. Put this in here. Make sure it's straight. Oh, don't do that because that will crinkle your paper. Okay, now I can take my corner rounder and round the corners off. There we go. We have it back, and we need to label. This one is the front. Okay, so now we have all of our components fixed, pretty much. But now the fun starts. We have our components. Now we got to ink it all. So there's these component parts. Let's get the inker pad. And this is the step I always forget to do. The inking. But we're going to ink. And I know I want to ink a little bit down. And that's kind of messy-ish. I didn't kind of want it to be that messy, but that's okay. It'll look cool when because the papers. I'm not going to worry too much about it. I'll just put it that way. And we just want to ink it. And bend this and get this part. And then flip it. And my sponge slipped, but that's okay. It's going to be okay. We're not going to see that, so I'm not going to worry about it. Well, wait a minute. What we will see, because I'm going to put a thumb hole. There's going to be a thumb hole. What do you see? And the way I thumb hole it, hang on. This all gets yep. So this needs to be inked right in here. Because we're not going to have paper that goes down this far. So I want it inked. So the thumb hole. You won't be looking at plain blank manila file folder when the tag is out. So we're going to ink this a little bit. Just like that. Now we're going to ink the top. Well, that's a messy ink job. And my little, why is this sponge falling apart? It's a brand new sponge. Turn it the other way and see what happens. And usually they don't fall apart in the very first few seconds. This one did. Okay, now we're going to ink. And I know I'm going to have about 1/8 of an inch of this edge showing. That's why I'm trying to ink it in a little bit. I'm not worried about that. It's not going to show. Paper will cover that. Thank goodness. Because this sponge is just not doing good. And I was using the brushes the other night. I brought the makeup brushes to do this with, but they seemed to use way too much ink. I was constantly re-inking them. So that's why I'm doing it this way for this. Now I want to fold it and get my spine. And again, we want to come in about 1/8 of an inch or so. I'm going to go on and ink that, but it doesn't matter because we're going to cover it up later. Okay, so now we're all inked. No, we're not. Reverse the spine. Just in case it shows, we're going to ink it. There we go. So there is the basic form of our book. But before we continue, we're going to ink all of these. Normally, this would be something I would do off of camera. Yep. But not this one. I figured I would come on and I would craft until about 5 in the morning my time. And then I have to go to bed because I have to get up and make some errands tomorrow. And Nick wants to go with, so got to get him out, get him ready to get out of the house and that kind of thing. And I will put information for below for who I saw do this. I'm not going to worry about inking the backs because they're going to get glued down. The inspiration for it. But like I said, I altered it because I don't want to try to go around the tabs and stuff, you guys. I just want it to be square and simple. Square and simple. Oh no, we got to do groceries. We got to go to the bank tomorrow. Got to do groceries. Got to go by Dollar Tree because I need more packing tape. And more brown wrapping paper for packaging, that kind of thing. Mailing labels. I got to find a Dollar Tree with the 4x6 mailing labels because those came in handy for the last sale. I just loaded them in the printer and that's what I printed my shipping labels on. So, but there's a Dollar Tree by every Walmart. Pretty much anyway. I can't say that's for sure. Now, I might should have measured these before I inked them because on the last one I inked them all and had to go back and ink the edge I cut. Or the two edges, because to get it to where it's like framed or matted is the correct word. I don't even know that inking is going to show up on this one. It really doesn't, but we're going to ink it anyway. It'll at least get rid of these little white edgy things where I cut the paper. And this is all paper that I got in a Happy Mail, mostly. So we're using Happy Mail papers. Oh, no, I mean like later today. I haven't been asleep yet, so it's not tomorrow until I wake up. At least that's how I think of it. It's still today because I haven't been asleep yet. So it's today, meaning it's still, this is Thursday. It's still Thursday. Tomorrow is Friday, even though technically this is, but it's not tomorrow yet because that happens when you go to sleep and wake up, and that hasn't happened yet. At least not for me. So for me, we're still on Thursday. Now we're all inked. Okay, so I'm going to close this ink pad, and I'm not using another one of them sponges. I'm going to find something else to use to ink with. Oh, am I stamping it? Uh-oh, my pad's not wanting to. Oh, no. Oh, I just got ink everywhere, you guys. There we go. I just stuck my hand right in that ink pad. Okay, let me get all this stuff wiped off the desk as well. All the inky, blobby parts. Okay. So, we get our little book back. And we're going to find the piece that goes on the front. That's this one. And in order for me to get it to fit how I want it to fit, I know I need to cut just a little bit off of it. Here on this side and this side. That's the only sides of it I'm going to cut. The spine side and the bottom. So I'm going to put it on my cutter. Set it to cut off a smidge. And spine side and bottom. And I want it to cut off. Let me come down here and make sure I have it straight. And that just ripped my paper. See if I can make that work. I'm going to try. I'm just going to snip it off a little bit more. Oh no, I just dropped the blade. Okay, now what we're going to do, lay this out flat. And And just, I'm going to glue it on here. Like this. And then I can re-ink the edges if I need to. If I don't think it's dark enough, like there's too much manila showing, I can re-ink it. That's true, Brenda, but I may catch some people that when they get up, if they're just like, I don't know, what time is it? Oh, it's 3 o'clock, almost 4 o'clock in the morning. I was coffee dyeing until about 2 hours ago. And I still got more coffee dyeing to do. And then I decided I wasn't sleepy, so here we are. So now I'm going to take my tacky glue. And I need to get some paper towels before I make a huge mess on my desk. So y'all might get tired of seeing this by the time I get 2 more of these made. Well, I wasn't going to go live, Brenda. What happened was I decided I couldn't sleep. I wasn't tired. And I was going to come in here and craft anyway. So then I was like, well, I could just craft and go live. And if people are up, they can come join me. Otherwise, I was going to craft anyway. So here we are. Now I'm just going to brush this on here. Oh, and the other night I used Mod Podge, but we're going to use the tacky glue today. It'll work. And I'm going to, because I have a corner problem, make sure I get some on all 4 corners and this top and bottom edge. Because that's where I always have trouble with paper sticking. So that should work. Now, key here is to get it placed where you kind of want it placed, where it's like evenly all the way around it, how you want it. Then I take my trusty little credit card thingy. And where that paper's tore, I'm going to try to put it back on there. Let's just glue it down. You can fix a lot of things with just a tiny bit of glue. Like little mistakes like that where the cutter tore my paper. That's okay. Now I'm just going to mash it. Like that. And see, let's see. Yeah. And I did check and there were no other crafters live when I went live. So now we're going to do this one the same way. We're going to trim spine edge, bottom edge. Just the smidgen. Make sure I have it on here straight. Spine edge. Bottom edge. And let's see how's that lining up. I think I want to take off a little bit more on both. So we'll just come back and take off another little smidgen. Spine edge. Making sure I get it straight. Bottom edge. Now let's see how it looks. And that looks like what I want it to look like. So again, we're going to take our Elmer's glue and our brush, which I put back in the water. And I don't need glue there. And again, I'm just going to make sure that my edges will stick by getting the excess glue off of there. Okay. And you have a few seconds to play around with this and get it exactly how you want it to be. Like that. So now we have our little book is starting to take shape. Yep. So now we have the covers are on our book. It doesn't act like it's folded straight. What's going on with my folding? Why is it wonky? This is wonky down here. That's where it's wonky. Why is that? What's happening with that? We have too much. We still have too much in the middle. So I'm going to trim it again and then I'll re-ink. I still have too much there. Sorry about that. Okay, that should fix it. Let's look at it. It's still acting wonky. Well, you know what I can do? We can adjust. We'll put our spine how our spine needs to. Well, that's going to be messed up if I do that, isn't it? Yep. It just needs to not be wonky. Why is that spine wonky? See, I'm trying to figure out why it's all wonkified. Maybe this one's what's causing it. So we'll trim it too. Get that out of my way. Okay, I think that should unwonkify it. That's the craziest thing I've ever seen. I need it to be like that. Maybe I didn't have it folded in half to begin with. Because it's just weird. Any suggestions on this? Because normally I would just come in here and trim this off, but which I could. Let's just try it. Worst thing is I'll throw it away and say, do it again. Oh, there's a lot of bulk in there to cut through. Well, I guess that'll be okay. Yeah. Except we don't have... Can I pull this back up? No, probably not. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. We're not going to try it. I can put lace on that edge, though, and fix that. Because here's what it is. There's a little edge over here, but now that we trimmed, there's not one here. But now, see, it's still wonky. I'm going to put my spine down on the table. Grab my scissors back. I don't want wonky. And the first one I made came out perfect, you guys. Perfect. Okay, it's not wonky anymore. I can live with this. It's not wonky, and it's going to be fine. Except for these little pieces down here, which are sticking up or sticking off. There we go. Now, let me re-ink this edge. These makeup sponges, these ones are horrible. Yep, that's all I needed to re-ink was that edge. So we're good. No, it's not. Hang on. It is not good. Let's see. What else do I have? See if I can get this red off of here. Which it wouldn't matter, but I don't want red. And I don't have another one of these, I don't think. It's not used. This is a better makeup sponge. I could just turn it over, huh? Let's do that. So I want to still ink this edge. Because like I said, there was too much file folder showing right there. So we're just going to come in and ink it. And check this side out. We need to do that down here a little bit. Shabby it up. There we go. This is fine. Okay, and I'm not worried about the inside. Okay. We only got 3 watching. I lost a person. Okay, so thinking I'm going to work top down. This was for, I'm thinking I want to swap them. It should be able to be swapped. Let's check it out. We will have to trim these corners once we get it glued in. Well, no. Hold up. Let's round the corners that go at the top first. And round this one. So now, when we put this in here, that corner didn't round correctly. Try it again. There it went. So when we put this in here, guys, it's going to go like this. And then this is going to come up over it, thusly. And where did my red piece? Oh. And then this piece is going to go like this. I may trim just a tiny hair off of that. Yeah, like that. So this piece, and we could make it go all the way up to the top if you want. which if I was going to do that, I shouldn't have cut that off, but we can do that. And then this goes like this. And then these pieces left and right go like that. And that's very pretty. So I think that's how we're going to glue it down. And I'm thinking we're just going to pull it just barely in from the edge. Just barely on this one. But first, let's get this one on here. And we need our paintbrush. So Brenda, see, these come together pretty quick once you know how to do it and you modify it so that you're not doing all that tracing around the tabs and stuff. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I just can't. Well, I could have done all that, but I like the simple, easy way. This simple, easy way. And now we're going to take this. And then what I do, get my napkin off of me, is I come in, let me clean the glue off with the whatever I'm using, and I go on and get that crease in there on both sides so that I don't get buckling later. And then you have it ready to go, see? So now there's that one. Make sure there's no glue hanging out where I don't want it. Now we're going to do this one. Now what we can do, because this is going to be a pocket this way, we can go ahead and glue these edges when we set this down. Your head's still wonky. So I'm going to put a very small bead of glue here. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. No, we don't want to do that. Where do the ribbons go? I think the ribbons go here. So I need to decide what color. Burgundy. Where's the end of this burgundy at? So I need probably, if I don't even need that much per side. I had to cut some off the other one. Probably about, we'll go with this much. Cut the scissors. Because we got to get this glued in before we forget. And then we're going to split it in half. Now it's to find the approximate middle. How tall is this thing? There's no, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, right at 5 inches tall. So the middle's 2.5 of those. 1, 2.5. Where's my pencil? One, 2.5, right there. Come over to this side, do the same thing. 1, 2.5. I'm just And of course I put the dots in the wrong, they go in here. 1, 2 and a half right there. 1, 2 and a half. Okay, that's where the ribbon needs to go. So I have scrappage paper over here, and it doesn't matter what kind it is because no one but me is going to see this, and y'all, because y'all are watching on video. So now, shiny side goes down. I'm going to put a dot of glue. Take my little piece of paper. This just helps when you're putting the card in and out of the pocket. Hi, somebody else came in. Hi and welcome. How are you? We're just making some little file foldery, pockety things. They can go in a journal. They could be standalone, that kind of thing. Okay, so now we're going to put this piece of ribbon when I figure out where did it go, because I lost it. It's on the floor. Okay. Another dot of glue. I'm going to go and put glue on the back of this paper. Get the ribbon and make sure I put shiny side out. And just put the paper down. Okay, now we can glue our pocket closed. So we're going to glue this shut. So to do so, I need to clean my desk off first because there's like a major mess happening here. And don't pull our ribbon out because that would be bad. I didn't pull it out, did I? No. So I'm going to glue down the side of this top part. Just down the side. We don't need to worry about gluing this because that's going to get sewed in when we do our sewing of the signature. That's going to be attached then. And just make sure the edges are together. These edges are together. And make sure that that lace is caught, or the ribbon is caught. Now we can put this down. Because now we have that, it's ready to go. Because this is taken care of. We've got our ribbon down, we've got our pocket shut, and we'll have a pocket going here and a pocket here. So we are now going to grab our paintbrush back. Hey, is it Rayanne? I hope I said that right. Hi and welcome. Thank you for coming. Thank you. This part looks messy, but I'm going to have thumb holes, and I just didn't want it to show the vanilla file folder, so you're not going to see a bunch of that in a minute. I just didn't want it to show through on the other pocket. So we're now going to put this little strip. Put that back across here. And I just want it to be just a little bit on each side and down from the top. And then again, I'm going to come in and make sure it's got that crease in it. like that. Now, we need to, we're not going to glue this down yet because we got to put our thumb holes and stuff. Oh, I'm not going to round these corners. I rounded these ones. That's the only ones I'm rounding, Brenda. Just those up on the top. I like these being just square. So these are going to stay. And these are going to stay. Square corners. But let's look at our papers. This is the right side paper. And we got to adjust it a little bit. So again, we need the cutter. And we're going to cut off the left. A smidgen. And off the bottom. It's almost 1/4 of an inch. To give us almost 1/8 of an inch all the way around. Then I'm just going to turn it and cut off the bottom. And we need to re-ink, and I closed my ink pad back up because, of course, I cut paper off. Yeah, I only wanted the corners on the outside rounded. It's just easier for me. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, so now when we put this on here, how's it going to look? Like that. It needs a little bit more off the top and bottom to match the sides. So I will come back and take another little tiny smidgy off. I can always cut smidgies off, but I can't glue them back. That looks kind of crooked. Hold up, guys. Let's see. Straight, straight. Let me pull it back. If it was crooked, it's not anymore. But we need to re-ink this side again. And Miss Muffet's under my desk snoring. Okay. That looks better. And we're going to need ink around it just to get rid of some of the little file folder stuff. So I'm happy with that. So let's glue it down. Plus, Brenda, there's going to be a thumb hole here, and rounding these corners may have affected this thumb hole because there's a pocket. Well, there is a pocket here if I can get it to cooperate. There's a pocket here. So I definitely wouldn't want this rounded and then try to put a thumb hole on it. But now if that pocket wasn't there, it might not be a bad idea. Okay, we're going to just put this paper on here. Like that. Take our little card. So, Rayanne, what kind of things do you do if you're still here? I'm always interested to find out what other crafts other people do. Now we got to do the inking because I don't like how much folder's showing. And we're going to go around this edge a little bit more. There we go. Now I'm thinking about it. I'm going to take my hole punch after I empty it out because it's kind of full. My circle cutter. And we're going to guesstimate where the middle of this is. And there we go. And that's why I inked that little spot. Yeah. And I probably should have, I should not, phooey. We're not going to stop now. We're going to do it. I probably shouldn't have made the hole go all the way through there, I think, now that I think about it. Because that's a pocket that goes this way. Well, when the tag's in there, you won't know. We're going to do this side different. This side we're going to do different. We're going to ink the inside of this pocket. Thusly. And when I punch it, I'm not going to punch this side like I did over here. No, we are not. It'll be fine. It's just going to make gluing this one down a little bit difficult, but it'll work. We're going to put glue here and here and on this. Wait. I did this on the last one. We have to glue inside here or our pocket will remain open forever and stuff can fall out. And then we want to glue here. And then we're just going to press all that down. Hey, Maddie, how are you? Yeah, it's still my Thursday, Maddie. Because I couldn't sleep yet. So I'm making things for my sale. And I figured if I'm going to be in here making stuff, I might as well go live and make it. And maybe other people who can't sleep can join me. So these are little file folder booklets. So now on this one, we have this paper cut. And we already know we got to cut the smidgies off because it's too big. I'm going to start with 1/4 of an inch on this one. But let me get it, make sure it's straight. And then we're going to just rotate it and cut 1/4 of an inch off the other side. Let's do this side because it's got a wonky corner on it. This little corner down here is wonky, so I'm going to get that off of there, if possible. Okay, so Maddie, how are you this morning? Hubby is actually asleep. Hubby's sleeping, Muffet's sleeping, Foxy's sleeping. I'm the only crazy one in this house. But I'm an insomniac from way back. But we're doing better. So this is going to now go here. Do I need to cut off a little bit more? I do need to cut off more this way. So let's go back and do it again. Just so that it's all matted evenly. And now I'm going to ink it again. But I made a mess of stuff, but I wasn't worried about it because it's going to get covered up with paper. That looks much better. I kind of like it, so we're good with that. We can now glue this one down. Get our ribbon out of the way. Oh, she has surgery today? Well, I'll be praying for you, Maddie. It's not anything bad, is it? Bless her heart. I'll be praying for her definitely for a speedy recovery. So now we're just going to glue this one down. And this time I'm going to do the thumb hole correctly, and we're not going to make that mistake again. But it'll be okay. Line it up. And there it goes. And we want to glue the pocket closed at this end. So glue that end of our pocket shut. Now we want to glue this pocket. So we're going to just put a glue here. And a glue over here. And just hold it down. Oral. Oh my goodness. Well, the good thing is with full sedation, she won't feel anything. She won't know anything till she wakes up. And I have to always be fully sedated when I go to the dentist anyway, because I have a dentist phobia. Oh, my pocket didn't stay shut over there. Okay, well, I'll just put another little tiny tab of glue under there. Right down this little seam. And up under this corner. And I'll just hold it down better. So I'm going to be selling these little things in my sale on Wednesday. Right. You're right, Maddie. That is always scary. So now we have this. We have our cover. And now we have our pockets on the inside, and we should all be glued. I have to go get coffee dyed paper cut down for in there. And I already have tags made to go in the pockets. So, and I have been coffee dyeing and coffee dyeing and coffee dyeing paper. I'll be right back. I'm going to go to the living room and get coffee dyed paper to cut down for this, but let's measure it. When I figure out where I put the ruler. So it measures almost 5 inches. So I'm thinking if I cut the papers to 4 3/4, it'll be fine. And oops, let's do inches again. It's right at 11 inches long, so we just can fold them in half. We just have to cut the 8 1/2 width. It's on Wednesday at noon Central, 1 Eastern. So it's noon Wednesday, 1 Eastern, and it's going to go until, because it's going to be on this channel and we're not under any time constraints. So I'll be right back. I'm going to go get my coffee dyed paper. Okay, I'm back. I'm going to have some more kits. I'm going to have Christmas kits and fall kits and then coffee dyed paper kits again. And there's going to be all kind of fabrics and all kinds of stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. I'm doing 7 because that will give you 28, but I'm going to glue 2 together in the middle as a pocket. And I'm thinking it could be like a small 25 days of Christmas something. So we need it to be 4. What did I say? 4 3/4. What does 4 1/2 look like? What if I take one or 4 1/4 and just fold it in half? Because then I could get 2 journals out of 1. Oh, I like that. If it's centered, I'm going to just cut this in half. And then I can get 2 journals out of this. Hi, Native Grammy. How are you? Thank you for coming. And I need the other cutter. And again, it'll be just like at the last sale. There'll be stuff for all price points. So 1/2 of 8 1/2 is 4 1/4. So 4 1/4. And just pull out the ones that are already cut through. And just hold it down and do it again. That's my method. Put those aside for one of the next ones. And then we have these. Now I'm just going to fold them in half and stack them. So it'd be like a mini 25 days of Christmas thing. It could be something you just put in your purse and put your to-do list on, something you could put recipes in. You know, your Christmas, family Christmas pictures. Because it's got the pockets and stuff. And you would be able to put on the tags and stuff that go in the pockets. When you see those in a second or in a minute, you'll be able to see, how big they are and what kind of things you could do with those. It'd be awesome. So now we just got to stack these up. And then they're going to go in here like this. I need to have it back. Just do the smidgen thing to line all of the edges up. This little cutter works so much better than that big cutter sometimes. And there that is. Okay. My pocket didn't stick. I might have to glue that pocket back down. Put this back in there. Now the next thing I need to do is snip this little corner off, because I have this rounded corner at the top. And there that is. So let me go back in here. And I'm going to glue this corner back down again. Or this pocket. Okay. I'm just going to sit here and hold it for a minute this time so it'll stick. And figure out where I put my tags. I see them. So this kind of tag is going to go in this pocket. Provided I didn't glue it shut. And I measured from the other one I made yesterday, so these should fit properly. This one's going to go over here, thusly. And then, let's see. Where's the other ones at? These ones. These are going to go up here in the top pocket. It's a really wide tag. And they fit like perfect. So these go here. But see, on this, you could put a picture on the front. You could put journaling on the back. I know, Brenda, me in the corners. And I may need to loosen my pocket up a little bit because it should go. It should. Well, no, that was probably all the way in there. It's going to stick up just a tiny bit. But I always think that's kind of cute. And then for this pocket, let me find them because I have them cut out. Wait a minute. I have other ones. Where are they? I think I want red ones. But now I have to find the red ones and cut them out because I didn't pre-cut those. Did I make red ones? There's a question. I think I printed them on every color paper. Well, paper that I chose to use. There's the red ones. Whoops, that's not the right paper, though. I have to have red tags cut out. Maybe I didn't make the fat ones on the red paper. That's okay. We'll cut them out of something else. That's pretty. I think green would be pretty. So, do I have two of these? I have a tall one and a short one, and I'm going to have to end up cutting one of them off anyway. Oh, wow, Brenda, that sounds pretty. So these are going to go in here. And I know I'm going to need to cut it. Just a little bit. Now this one, let's cut this one, and then I'll cut this one accordingly. That's the way to do it. And I'll re-round the corners. I think I'm going to take a full little 1/4 of an inch off. Let's make sure I get it straight. And I need the baby corner rounder. I had it earlier. And let's check this, and then I can make it work with the other one. I like that. So now I will just take this one on the back side. And I'm going to put a mark with my pencil. We're going to put this back in its little pocket. And take our cutter. And make sure I'm straight. Now we're going to round the corners. Oh, the pink Halloween. Yeah, last year they had, it was called Santa Baby, was the pink pad. I don't remember who made it. But it was a pink. Who made that one? The Santa Baby. And everybody wanted the Santa Baby pad because it was the pink Christmas pad. Okay, so now we have our little pockets with our things in them. So now we just need to sew this paper in our little booklet. But I think I'm going to wait and do that tomorrow. I'm going to let this dry really good. And I want to figure out kind of a cover embellishment. So today I spent a lot of time cutting stuff out. I wanted to put, oh wait, if I can untangle my stuff. Oh, Lordy be. I found this from last year, leftover pom-pom trim. I don't know about putting that down the edge, but I like the red pom-pom trim. And it doesn't really match this, so we won't put that. We'll save it for another cover. What else do I have in here? I had red ribbon. Or lace or something. I don't know. I want to see what I can do to embellish this. Where's the stuff I cut out earlier? It was in a butter bowl, you guys. It's probably still in my living room. Probably is. Yep, I'm thinking that's where it is. I don't see the butter bowl in here. Okay, I cut out a whole bunch of embellishments. Oh, does that show up? That's kind of pretty. That actually might be pretty going around the spine. Does it show up though? I love stuff that's Christmas too. I tend toward the old, more vintagey Christmas kind of stuff, like these colors. So what do y'all think of that? I kind of like it. Just on the spine edge, and then I'll find something to embellish on there. Santa Claus cut out, poinsettia cut out something. Let me go get my bucket. I'll be right back again. So I can find what I want to put on that cover. I know, how did I miss the pink Halloween? That's pretty, but too long and going the wrong direction. A lot of these little cards and stuff I cut out are too big for these covers. That's pretty, but I don't like it. Not on there. Oh, that's pretty once we ink it. Let's ink it and see what it looks like. When I find the inky thing again. Okay. Oops, and I just lost where I was in my bucket. Okay, we were past there. Where did my sponge? Do y'all see my little? There it is, sponge. Maddie, what time is Madison's surgery? If you don't mind me asking. I kind of like that on there, but let's see if there's something else. There's this gigantic ornament, but I still like that better so far. Oh, there's these bells. They're kind of big. 7:45. Okay. I would definitely say a prayer before I go to bed. Oh. So how would I trim that? Or would I just put it like at an angle or something? Kind of like that too. This is just cute. But he won't, it's not the right thing for that cover. But he's cute. Okay, that's all I have cut out so far. So our options are birds, bells, and wreath. Because these are too big. And I'm going to ink these so we can kind of see what we're getting. The other option is what I put on the front of the other one. And I may just do another one. that's snow. How about we don't ink the snow, we put glitter on it. Now I'm going to need to paint it white and add the glitter that way. But I can always do that after we put it on something. So we have these bells, which would go this way. I think that's too big. And I think the birds are too big. And a lot of that snow on there too. So I'm thinking this, and I can show you what I did to the other one. I have the same color that was used on the inside, this. So what I did with the other one was this. I took one of these flowers, cut them apart, and I put it in the middle. I painted my angel gold and put her on there like that. So that's how that looks. Straight. But it would be gold because the paper's got a lot of gold in it. And if I keep this gold edged ribbon down the spine, I think that's pretty. So what would you want me to do with this paper, Brenda? Well, yeah, that's an idea. It would help if I had a circle punch this big. So you're saying put this like on here and cut a border around it. That's not big enough to draw around. That's not enough border. I'm going to find something. Brenda, would that work as a border? I mean, not this color, of course. Thanks, Maddie. You too. And you'll be in my prayers in Madison too. Good luck today. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Let me wrap my ribbon around here so I can. This is going to be my template. Move the book out of the way. Move those little pieces. Turn this over. Line it up. And make a circle. Here goes nothing, Brenda. Okay. So let's look at how this looks. We're saying put that's kind of big. Like that. What if we put a doily behind this? What about a doily? Of course, I'm going to get one that's too big. This one's too big. Let me get a smaller one. A doily might be good. Do like a red sparkly one. Or a gold. Oh. What are those? That's still too big. Where's the tiny ones? Okay, I gotta have doilies out somewhere. I'm missing some things. There are gold doilies that somewhere. That one might be pretty. Ignore that it has this cream thing on it. I want this size. What about that? I wish I could find the package of them. It's in here somewhere. Of course, I can't find it right now because I need it. And I can't find the little teeny tiny doilies. Well, not teeny tiny, but the right size ones. You know what, though? I could turn that into a doily. Oh, what if we did that? Ran this through the cutter and turned it into a doily. So that it's not just a flat circle behind it, but like lacy looking. Now the brain is working. So, like this one. Let's do that. One moment. Like that. Now, let's see. Put that back in its packaging. It's just a little bit peeking. It's not really enough, is it? So, other options. Let's look. I don't know. One moment. Where did they go? He's too big. Too big. Most of this stuff is too big that I cut out today. It's not made for little books. And I still like this, but it needs something else behind it. Oh, that's pretty in itself, but I don't want that on there. I don't know, Brenda. It's a decisions thing. I really wish I knew where the gold doilies were. Because I think a gold one would be perfect back there. And I know they're probably on this desk somewhere. Because I had them out for a different project. So let me check my desk real fast without causing a craft-a-lanch or like causing my computer to crash or something. And as stuff runs to the computer. And I cleaned it off the other day and I don't remember seeing the gold doilies. Now the other thing, where's the point? I cut out some point. Oh, here's some. What if we stuck a Santa Claus on it? That doesn't really work for me. I was being funny. I cut out a poinsettias and I can't seem to locate them in my little bucket over here of Christmassy stuff. Because they, even though it sounds like they might blend in, they may not. Oh, here they are. What if we did this? Are they bright enough that there's a difference? And let's antique the edges. Nah. Brenda says, wait, is the nah for these or the Santa Claus? Because I had both. I'm still leaning toward that wreath, but I got to figure out what we're going to do with the wreath. For the Santa. Okay, well, let me ink these up and we'll get an opinion on these poinsettias. Just darken up their edges a little bit so they're not stark white. That's still white. Let's fix that. Okay, so what about that, Brenda? Or Grammy, if you're still in here, anybody, I see we still got 5, so anybody else that wants to give an opinion, please vote. I kind of like these two, but the wreath, wherever the wreath went, I've now lost the wreath. Wow. Where did the wreath go? Put it back in the bucket. I did. See, I still like the wreath, but I also like the poinsettias. Hey, Vanessa, how are you? Thanks for coming. So I like the poinsettias, but I like the wreath. I don't know. See, Brenda, I'm with you. I prefer the wreath, and I just wish it would show up better. I'm thinking if I had a white doily, but I can't find mine. You know what? I could cut one. Give me a moment. I'm going to cut it out of cream-colored cardstock. So let me get the die back out and get some cream-colored cardstock going. We'll make one so that there's contrast. Oh, I dropped it. And now I get to get the pokey tool and poke stuff. Because not everything poked on this one. Okay, that's good. So, what if we did this? I'm willing to even paint it gold. Right. That's what I'm thinking. The poinsettias seem a little busy. This, I kind of like it with the cream color because it does have it pop. So I kind of like it just like that with the cream. I think that's pretty. Anybody else? That's tiny burgundy. That's the same burgundy ribbon I used. Let me put my die back again before I forget and it gets lost on my desk. I'm with you, Brenda. That looks the best so far. I think that's what we're going to go with because it just makes it pop better than the red even. But I'm going to save this one because this is kind of cool. But it's better than being on the red. And if we turn the red over and it's white, that's too stark. Because, I mean, you can turn it over. That's just too, I don't like, the white's just too much. But the cream is almost perfect for this. And then, because I can't stop. I have these cute little bows, which is the wrong color. So we're not going to use the little red bow. It needs to be burgundy. I was thinking we could put a little red bow up there. But I think this is good. So let's just glue it down. Let's bite the bullet. And I'm gonna put the glue on here. So how are you doing, Vanessa? And we're just going to kind of try to center it the best we can so that we got little peakage everywhere. I really like that. Now we'll bring oh wait, let me wipe the table. I don't want to get glue on the back of my cover. So now we can put this like that. And if I had little red pearls, and I just need to look, I could put little red pearls and little white ones where all these holly berries are, and it give it some dimension. I think we're just going to glue this down now. And again, we're going to center it the best that we can and press it. And get a paper towel. And I know I had the doilies out recently because I made kits up with doilies in them at the last sale. I just don't know where they are. I'll find them. Okay, now we can't put this on the spine, which I do want to put this on the spine. So I'm going to measure, but I can't put it on there till I sew in the signature. But I think that's pretty. And we need to cut it right there. And save it out so I don't lose it. I like it with the little rainbow glitter going down the side. Or that, what is that called? Iridescent. The iridescent look. Okay, so now we can work on the signature getting sewed in. And I had paper clips from when I made the earlier one. So guys, start to finish, I've been on here for 1 hour and 58 minutes. And I started it when I went live. So this is a really quick project. Okay, so let's see. I know that I want to make an envelope from my middle page. So I'm going to take my center page and decide, well, that's the fold. Where do I want this piece? I think I'm going to put it like this. Yep. How's that going to work? That'll work, and then that will fold over. So let me round these two corners for the flap. And then I am going to glue this down to add extra stability to this part. So that's just going to get glued on into the inside of that envelope that we're making. And then I'm going to fold my little flap over. Then I'm going to take a cut off. And we can put it on here as a place to tuck our tag, our thing with a word on it or something. Oh my goodness, Brenda, that's horrible. Oh my goodness. So I'm not gluing this yet because this is going to be the center. And it's going to get glued in. Well, not glued in. It's going to turn into an envelope and hide where we sew the signature in. So I just have to line this up where I want it in the middle of that spine because we did put a spine on here. And I'm going to take one of my jumbo paper clips and just temporarily clip that like that. Okay. And I'm going to guess the middle to be about here. And I'm going to put one. See, Vanessa, I'm not measuring anything. There's about the middle. This is about where I want the next hole to be. Vanessa had asked me for a template before for where to poke the holes. I guesstimate mostly, especially on these little ones. And then down here, right about there, looks about the same. And just poke my hole. Then, where's my needle? I'm going to use this needle, and I had burgundy colored thread. Which is now in a knot. I don't know why it's in a knot, but it's in a knot. You know, skeins of yarn are supposed to just pull apart and not knot up. There we go. That looks about long enough. Put my things away off there. And then okay, my thread is separated. We don't want that because that can create a problem at the end. There we go. And I start in the middle. If you want your tie in the middle, which I do, I'm going to try to hide it. So I start in the middle. This is 3-hole pamphlet stitch. Oh, come on. There it goes. And then just pick an end. I always go up. And then I go down. All the way down to the end. Make sure I don't get it hooked on anything. And then back through the middle. And then just a gentle tug in both directions. And I'm going to trim my thread to make it easier to tie a knot. Snip the ends off, remove the paper clips. And now I can take my glue and put a little bit of glue up this edge. And a little bit of glue down this edge. And there we go. And so now you have like a little envelope in the middle. And that's where your threads are hidden. And it's all nicely sewed in tight. There's no wiggle wiggle. And then remember we have this pocket here with this tag in it. This pocket with this tag. This pocket with this tag. And back here we have a pocket, a pocket, a pocket. And there we have it, our little tiny book. And these are little tabs from the tags sticking up. I'm just going to tie it in a knot and put a bow on it. And so we have a little tiny Christmas pocket journal, There is enough pages that it could be a December daily, a small mini December daily. It could be a to-do list. It could be turned into an album. Put all your Christmas memory photos in here. And that bow is kind of wonky. And it's got room to grow because it's got the spine on it. Pulp Fiction, every time you see my needle. I love this needle. This is a doll needle. It's for making those like adoptable dolls to put in their dimples and stuff. That's what that is. So there's a book made in a 2 hour and 7 minutes. It's very cute, and this will be in the sale. So it takes 2 hours to make one of these guys. And it's going to be reasonably priced. And here's the other one that I have done. It's the same thing. And I untied it. It's got this little angel on the front. It's got different papers. So it's got a tag here. Get in there. This one has a journaling card and a tag up at the top. Okay, go back straight. And it's got the same number of pages. It's got the little envelope in the middle. And then back here, there's a tag, a journaling card, and a tag. And then it's got this ribbon on the side. It's 7 pages of coffee dyed paper, which is 28 front to back. But then when you make the pocket in the middle, you lose 2 of those. So that brings it to 26, which is still enough for a December daily. So there you have it, guys. 2 little journals made. And, well, the only thing I have left to do to this one is I am going to put this gold ribbon-y stuff on the back. Now I have a decision to make. Where's that other? Where did it go? Oh, my word. Well, I was going to show you the decision thing. I wonder if this would work. No, it's too narrow. That's not wide enough. Oh, here it is. So I could put, let me get this to hold up so y'all can get your opinion. Oh, thank you, Native Grammy. So I could put this on here and then put the gold over it. So you'd have the white, but I kind of like it with just the gold. Yep. And you can make it in like 2 hours. Or you could come to my sale on next Wednesday and buy them. Because I'm going to have several different patterns. You know, I might could even put some kits together. I think, what do you think, y'all that are in here? What about a kit where it includes the file folder, it includes the paper for the front, the papers that you need for in here, and your coffee dyed paper? And then all you would need to provide really is I would also include the tags because there are bigger tags. The ribbon, your closure, and any kind of cover embellishment. You would get those from your stash, but a kit that you could make one of these from might be an idea. So let me tie it back up, and I should tie the other one. So that's the only thing I have left to do is to put the spine cover on this one. I just think they're adorable. And the way let me untie it. I don't know why I tied it. So I can show you how I did the spine, because we can go on and put the spine piece on here. What I did was I stood it up. Took my tacky glue. The kit would be cool. Well, I can make up some of those. I could definitely do that. So I put this on here, and I did one side at a time. So I did the back side first. So I just moosh it with my finger, and I'm going to go on because I have extra and moosh the front. Now let me get that off my finger. And then we're going to put this on here, centering it as best as we can. I mean, it's not, it may or may not be exact, but. And then I'm just going to, and the glue is going to dry clear. That's the great thing. Sit here and hold it for a minute. I don't think I have the glue down far enough. So this is what I had to do on that one. Just put the glue where I needed it to be, and then press that into it. Oh, come on. Press and hold. I think kits would be a really good idea. And I'm going to lift up what's on this side and just put another bead of glue down here and mash it. And like I said, the glue is going to dry clear, so you're not going to see the glue. It's not going to affect the glittery stuff at all. It's just I need to hold it down for a minute. And hold it down for a minute there. Now I'm just going to let it, it's all being held down now. And then I just let it stand up and dry. And just leave it alone until it's dry. So that's what I do. And see, it's still all pretty and shiny where the glittery stuff is on there. So that's not going to affect that at all. But it looks like I got a bubble back over here. There we go. I got it pushed down. It can be fiddly getting your laces to stick sometimes. But there we go, y'all. So that was made start to finish during this live stream. And I will work on getting some kits put together with papers. Like with this one, where we had the leftover papers, I would just need to come up with another cover, but there's enough for your pockets here, because this was the cutoff from the cover, and this could be like the bigger pockets on the inside, so it would just need another paper for a cover. And there you would have everything that you need to make a book, plus a file folder, which would be included, and the coffee dyed papers would be included. So yeah. I think that would be a good one. And you would still have leftovers, because you only really need for your top about this much of the paper. Remember, we only used like an inch to maybe 1.5 inches, just enough to bring it. I'll show you on this one. So in this, you only need enough to really come down just inside the pocket that doesn't go all the way down. Same with this one. This you need the bigger piece for, and this. But see, this would be plenty to do a cover, because you're not covering the spine. So this would be a kit in itself. I think that's a good idea. And I could make them for like a Christmas, maybe a fall theme or whatever. Different options. So I wanted to write that down as an option for the sale. These little booklet kits. File folder booklet kits. But they're cute. Well, I guess that's all for now, everybody. Oh. Right, Brenda, they would be. One for all occasions. They are there because, I mean, yeah, it took like 2 hours for me to make it, but I was talking to and stuff. But, maybe at the top's an hour and a half from start to finish. That's cutting your papers, inking, the whole nine. Plus, I had to go hunt a couple of things down. But an hour and a half project, and you've got something that's really cute that you could give as a teacher gift. If you have Secret Santas at work, or if you're doing a Secret Santa swap, something like that. Your teacher gifts, postal workers, co-workers, all kind of things that you could use for this. And different things that you could use it for. It's just like a little mini journal thing. I've changed it from the way that, and I'll have to put her video below because I don't remember. It's in my history. She kept the tabs on hers, and she cut her page. She traced around the tabs. She kept the little curvy corners, and she traced around all that. And I was like, that's a little complicated for me. So I made it to where it's this. And it's just, this is the only rounded corner, because I like the square corner down here. Plus, being that there's that pocket down here, that would just make it weird. So I did not round this corner. But I like them. Oh, that would be cool. Or alter a cigar box to put them in. Because you can get cigar boxes that are about that size to put these all in. That would be cool, though, Brenda. Okay, guys. Well, it is now 5:30 in the morning here, but our sun's not up yet. But I need to go and get a nap because we have a lot of errands to run later. I have to be up in a few hours. But this was fun. I need to do late night crafting again. Maybe come on a little earlier so it's not quite so late, but late night crafting. Native Grammy, where are you from? I'm in Alabama. I'm just curious where you're located, if you don't mind. Oregon. Oh, okay. So it's not quite so late there. I mean, it's what, 3:20 in the morning there? That's not so bad. Thank you, Native Grammy, and you have a great day too, and enjoy your weekend. And thank y'all all for coming and staying with me while I made the little thing. Oh, wow. Yep. And see, I still am wide awake, you guys. I got to go unwind to be able to go to sleep. So. But thanks for coming, and I hope y'all have a great rest of your day and enjoy your weekend. Bye, everybody. Hugs and blessings.